Hello, this is DoitiEtok. Today we are playing a Masters level lobby, but that's not really what I want to focus on with this commentary. Instead, I want to give you tips on how you can approach the game so that you too can climb to Masters, and it's not really that difficult. First, I want to say that I do stream over at twitch.tv/DoitiEtok. If you want to hang out or just have a good time, you can stop by there, talk to me. Whatever the case might be. Now, first of all, I'm going into tips on how I went from beginners to masters, and the important thing to note here is that while I didn't play League of Legends or Dota before coming into this, I did play Smite, which is a third-person MOBA. So I do have MOBA experience, and this is very important to my entire journey of climbing. Now, I climbed from beginner up through expert solo as Eldegoss and Slowbro playing defense. I went expert in veteran in a duo where I was yet again playing defender, but my teammate was playing an attacker in the opposite lane, and we'd use that to coordinate. And then finally, I went through Ultra to get to Masters, playing mostly Pikachu to deal with some problems that I ran into, and I will get into that later. But that is how I climbed. Now, if I'm giving you tips on how to climb, I do want to say, if you have MOBA experience, if you've been playing League of Legends or Dota and you're at least partly decently ranked, even like Gold League and League, you should be able to hit Masters on your own pretty easily. I'm not gonna lie. It takes a little bit of research, but you'll get there. If you don't have MOBA experience, if you haven't really put a whole lot of time into them, I have actual tips for you. First, you have to learn from your games. Every time that you play, you're going to be making mistakes. Your teammates are going to be making mistakes. And when you make them, you have to recognize them, and you have to look back at them and think, how do I do this differently? How can I change to increase my odds of doing things right? And what is right? And this is something that you have to continually do, whether you're a beginner or you're Masters rank 10. You still have to look and say, what did I do right or do wrong? And that will never change. Secondly, and I want to get into this right away, you got to not blame your teammates all the time. You'll have bad teammates. Other people will have bad teammates. Pretty sure a lot of the people climbing solo have had really bad teammates on their climbs to Masters. Instead, you have to think about how you can adapt. And to put that into a little bit easier of a line, I ended up switching over to Pikachu from Ultra to Master because I noticed that my teammates were not really positioning themselves in a spot where I can support them easily on Eldegoss. They were running ahead, getting themselves killed. So I ended up switching over to Pikachu and playing more of a survivalist attacker, who would just pop in and grab kills when they can, but my main goal was to survive and potentially score if the other team want to fight to try to mitigate some of that. And that's how I got from Ultra to Master. Now, is it the right way? Probably not. Is it the only way? No, definitely not. But that's what worked for me, and that's the solution that I came to for my own gameplay. The big thing that I want people to learn is that when you lose or when you die, try to look to see what you can change. And there's not always going to be a clear answer. There won't always be a right answer. There might be many answers. But as you play more and more, you'll see more of these situations, and you'll grow from them. You'll get better from just playing. Now, the second thing I want to talk about is metas. I'm playing Eldegoss in this game, and that should be pretty obvious. Eldegoss was recently nerfed a bit, and is no longer considered the OP support who everybody should be playing, and instead people are playing a lot more Wigglytuff now. And I could I could be playing Wigglytuff. I recently got enough coins to be able to buy Wigglytuff. I could do that. I'm not going to. I don't have fun on Wigglytuff. So I'm going to play what I have fun with. And that's important because if I am not having fun, I'm not going to want to play as much. And that's true for you too. If a majority of your time is spent playing characters that you don't have fun on, you're not going to want to play as much. Sure, if you want to get from beginner to masters really fast, you can play Greninja every single game, or you can play Gengar every single game. But if you don't enjoy playing on the characters, you're going to lose interest, and it's not going to be good for you. And another potential problem with doing that, especially if you're doing that from the beginning and don't have the experience, is you'll be missing out on a lot of the fundamental knowledge that comes from playing either a wide variety of characters or characters that aren't just overpowered compared to the main cast of characters, the other characters. You'll learn better from a wide variety of playstyles and characters than you will from just playing an OP character every game. That's just how that works. Now, on the topic of meta plays, currently the play is to group up for Dreadnought really early and go and take that as a team. That is the play currently. That can change in the future, so I don't really want to focus on things like that, because what happens if they stagger the Dreadnought spawn by making it 6 minutes while Rotom stays 7? Then that strategy becomes a little bit less clear and things change. So there are plays, and you could learn from them while you're playing. You can ask yourself questions about them, but just know that things change over time and you'll have to rethink how you're playing. Items, I'm currently using a level 13, 15, and 20 item. Sure, those items might be considered broken, but yeah, you don't need super high leveled items. I'm currently running a score shield, a buddy barrier, and an EXP share. And these items I came to on my own after talking to my friend who I duo queued with about some of them, things like that. And the big thing that I want to say about items before I talk about that is items have attack or special attack. Please look up what your character does if you're going to put one of those items on, because special attack items don't do anything on attack characters and vice versa. That said, one of the biggest things that has helped me grow in this game is in my case, I had a friend who played the game, and I was able to talk to them. And early on, I was not a fan of Buddy Barrier. And he yelled at me that I was wrong, and I spent like a week arguing back. And now, well, I was wrong, and it's completely overpowered. It just happens that way. Likewise, I'm running Score Shield right now because I noticed after a bunch of our games that we were losing because we weren't scoring enough. So I told him to get it when he was running Attacker. When I switched back to solo, I started running it because of the same problem. We were missing that Score Shield. So all of these things are based off of things that I noticed when I was playing, but it's not always going to be the case. You have to figure out what works best for you. And there are some hints. Buddy Barrier, Score Shield are currently fairly powerful. And to that, I will say guides can be helpful for figuring out what is generally considered good, but this is a new MOBA right now. Guides are going to be awful. Like first day, they were recommending Floatstone on every character, and Floatstone's not a great item. It's just not. So you have to take guides with a grain of salt. You have to look at a bunch of them from different places, make sure they're not all copying each other, and really put what you think about these items and what they think about the items together and form your own opinion. You don't just blindly follow guides, because you'll end up in a really, really bad situation. So that's the big thing. And my final note here as we're winding down is, I'll say it again, you need to have fun with the game. If you're not having fun, you won't want to put in the time to learn. You won't want to have conversations. I'm currently playing this game off of a Discord group from the subreddit's Discord. I wouldn't have done that if I didn't enjoy the game. I've met 5 people from this. These are 5 more people that I've talked to and learned from that I wouldn't have before just because I wasn't having fun. So please, you gotta have fun, and you have to also not be afraid of being wrong, because you'll be wrong about things. As long as you're willing to change, you'll get better and you'll get masters. Eventually, it might not happen today, it might not happen tomorrow, but you will. Thank you for watching. It's been DoitiEtok. I hope this has helped you, even just a little.